Just when we thought that we had heard the last of Diddy's freak-off lawsuits, a new lawsuit popped up, threatening to blow things up all over again. According to a new alleged victim, not only did Diddy allegedly SA him, but he also beat him up and left him for dead. And get this, the complainant, a man named Joseph Manzaro, also claimed that Diddy wasn't the only one there. He claimed to have seen a couple of top celebrities at the parties who allegedly witnessed what Diddy did to him. He dropped names like Beyonce, Jay-Z, and LeBron James, insisting that they saw him that night and did nothing. So does this mean that Jay-Z straight up lied about not being friends with Diddy? And what on earth was LeBron doing at a freak-off party? Girl, hold on to your lace fronts because this is about to be messy. To be fair, we should have expected more people to come out to expose Diddy. See, his federal trial is starting in only a couple of weeks, which means that it's now or never for anyone who has something to say about Diddy. And Joseph Manzaro has a lot to say about Diddy because he claimed that Diddy allegedly SA'd him and then tried to unalive him. In his lawsuit, he made some pretty shocking claims, roping some pretty popular celebs into the lawsuit. In the lawsuit, he claimed that he was transported against his will and maimed as a victim of a coercive and organized criminal enterprise. He claimed that in April 2015, he lost consciousness after feeling a greasy substance resembling Vaseline as he opened the front door to his home, after which he says he was transported to another residence where an associate of Combs allegedly told him that the music mogul wanted him brought to a freak-off event. He then claimed that he was transported to Diddy's house via tunnels connecting Diddy's house to Gloria and Emilio Estefan's Miami house. This is interesting because y'all remember when reports about tunnels under Diddy's houses went viral not long after his house was raided by Homeland Security. Diddy's team tried to gaslight us and called it a bunch of conspiracy theories, but here we are. It's kind of interesting how everything has come full circle, isn't it? He claimed that when he regained consciousness, he found himself in the middle of a party that was already in full swing. He also revealed that he later found out that the party was a birthday party for Diddy's son, Christian Combs, and that he was forced to wear a pea mask. The lawsuit said Jay-Z and Beyonce Knowles Carter were seated in the room, and upon seeing Manzaro, Beyonce Knowles Carter asks, "What's this? What's this all about? Why is this half-naked white man with a pea mask standing here in front of me?" But wait, there's more. According to reports, Manzaro alleges in the lawsuit that he was forcibly paraded through multiple rooms filled with people who were jeering and taunting him, and that Combs himself stated that he's gonna find out what we do to snitches tonight, get him undressed. Manzaro says that after being stripped and forcibly washed, he was SA'd and forced to partake in unwanted activity until he allegedly lost consciousness again. He also alleges in the filing that he woke up to find himself on a couch in a small dark side room, after which he says he was dressed and taken out of the residence to another house where he was savagely beaten and left for dead. He then claimed that Gloria and Emilio Estefan allegedly saw him being dragged into Diddy's house in a bad state. He claimed that Gloria wanted to call for an ambulance, but Emilia shut her down and told her to mind her business. And as for LeBron, well, Manzaro also claimed that he saw LeBron, after which LeBron allegedly looked at him and said in response to Gloria's plan for an ambulance, "Y'all better do something about that." Manzaro claimed that as a result of the events of that night, he suffered catastrophic physical injuries, including severe internal trauma, permanent groin damage, maiming, and multiple inguinal hernias, and that they are extensively documented by medical evaluations from a urologist and surgeon. There's a whole lot to unpack in this lawsuit, but I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty interesting. It's also quite bold of Manzaro to drag Jay-Z into this, given how messy Jay-Z's last lawsuit got. He went after the lawyer Tony Busby and the anonymous Jane Doe complainant with everything, and the case eventually got dropped. He then filed lawsuits of his own against the lawyer, and it is a hot mess. So like I said, Tony was quite bold to include Jay-Z and Beyonce, and he better have receipts to back up his claims because like I said, he does not play. But on the other hand, there have been reports of Beyonce attending Diddy's freak-offs. While the reports weren't outright, there were some hints here and there. There were rumors of her at Diddy's freak-offs before Diddy got exposed, with DaBaby even claiming that Beyonce tried to put moves on him at the freak-off. I mean, sure, he didn't use the word freak-off, but from the way he described it, it seemed pretty freak-offish.
This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out, but he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Mm-hmm. Me and maybe about 15 others. Right. Jay-Z and Beyonce being, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in
right
at the moment, And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to.
Right.
Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop the whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope. That was super dope.
What's some of the best cities that you toured in? You've been all over the world.
But that's not all, because there were even reports of Beyonce being caught on tape at Diddy's parties doing stuff, if you know what I mean.
Recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes,
new.
there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No, I
tape.
can't explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video. And I can tell the video was in nature.
Oh my, all right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, Diddy. And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at
Okay.
a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded.
That was interesting because a few months before that, Jaguar Wright had made a bold claim about how there was allegedly a video of Beyonce floating around.
Because the Diddy. Oh! Diddy done turned over tapes. Allegedly, with the Carters, it's some freak off. And the Beyonce, high on the cocaine, and the tapes had jizz all over.
Now, I'm not saying that she was there on the night that Manzaro claimed that Diddy SA'd him. I'm just letting y'all know what the streets are saying. But that's not all. There have also been rumors that LeBron attended Diddy's parties, and let me tell you, the rumors caught us by surprise. For years, he's kept a reputation spotless, and he's one of the few athletes who's never been tangled up in cheating scandals or messy rumors. So seeing his golden boy image take a hit just from being associated with Diddy, yeah, that's a little unexpected. And this isn't just some random gossip floating around. LeBron straight up said it himself, ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Oh, hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
And y'all know what Cat Williams said about Diddy. You gotta tell him no.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
Yeah, LeBron definitely didn't say no to Diddy's invites. And if that video is anything to go by, he had an amazing time. Yeah, this is definitely not a good look. Now fans have dug up an old interview with Kanye West in which he hints at LeBron and Diddy being involved in some questionable activity. And now LeBron is being accused of allegedly attending a Diddy party where he saw a man get hurt. Again, I'm not saying that things happen exactly the way Manzaro said they did. I'm just letting y'all know what's being said. To nobody's surprise, everyone who was named in a lawsuit has denied being at the party, knowing anything, or being at the party at all. I'm not gonna lie, they sound pretty convincing, but then again, they have expensive and high-powered lawyers whose jobs it is to sound convincing. LeBron's spokesperson released a statement saying, "This is demonstrably false and doesn't even merit a report or response." A basic internet search shows what LeBron was doing all of April 2015. He was playing basketball for the Cleveland Cavaliers and never in Miami. Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, also said Mr. Carter wasn't in Florida at the time to witness this incident. He was engaged in easily findable public activities that prove he was not at this event. This is more nonsense that erodes the trust in our justice justice system. Diddy's legal team also released a statement saying, "This complaint demonstrates the depraved lengths plaintiffs will travel to garner headlines in pursuit of a payday." Combs' legal team says, "No sane person reading this complaint could credit this story." Mr. Combs looked forward to having his day in court, where these lies and the perverse motives of those who told them will be revealed. But Manzaro isn't backing down from this anytime soon, and something tells me this is about to get insanely messy. But in the meantime, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments, and then check out this next video.